Everyone knows that Ferrari has let everyone down with their bad choices and with their car engine breaking down a lot. After a few seasons, the team finally got better and started fighting to win races again. But after the first 3 races, the team didn't have good luck and only managed to win 2 out of the last 10 races in Austria and France. The team had car problems and made bad choices, which made Leclerc lose his lead to Verstappen. The Monaco driver is now 80 points behind Max in the championship. Everyone is now looking at Binotto, who definitely has the most pressure on him in the racing world during summer break. Is there a chance that the team will fire him before F1 comes back? Before we talk about that, let's talk about Ferrari's season and why this is such a big problem for them. After all, they are number 2 in the team championship, and they haven't been this good since 2018, right? Why would everyone get mad at the second best team in the championship and their team boss? Well, things are a bit tricky, and we're here to explain them to you in the easiest way possible. Ferrari had an amazing start to their season with both of the Red Bull cars breaking down and Leclerc and Sainz finishing first and second. Even before the season started, Ferrari looked impressive, and everyone had high hopes for the upcoming season. In the second race, Leclerc finished second behind Verstappen, and in Australia he won again as Verstappen's car broke down with fuel pump problems. Even if the Dutch driver didn't break down, it would have been impossible to catch Leclerc. He was winning by a lot throughout the whole weekend. In the first 3 races, Leclerc had a 46-point lead ahead of Verstappen, as the Dutch driver wasn't even second in the Drivers' Championship, having won only 25 points in his first 3 races. He even said that Red Bull is far away from a championship-winning car right now, which only made Ferrari fans more hopeful for a championship season. The first one since 2007, the good times switched to Red Bull in the next races with Leclerc losing out on the win in Miami and spinning off in Imola, going from 3rd place to 6th place with Verstappen winning the race. But the most painful races for Leclerc were Monaco, Barcelona, and Baku, where he didn't finish in the last 2 of them and got a messed up strategy in Monaco. For the Monaco Grand Prix, Leclerc was leading the race, but because of a missed strategy, and with the track drying up, the team didn't handle the situation very well, and Leclerc dropped to 4th place. What's even more painful is that he wasn't passed on track, but in the pit stop only by his teammate Sainz, who decided to ignore the team orders to pit for intermediate tires and go directly to hard compound tires, and by both Red Bull drivers. Barcelona and Baku saw Leclerc not finishing the race with the second one, also seeing Sainz not finishing due to car problems. Both of these races were won by Verstappen, with Perez following behind. As Leclerc was forced to take a new engine in Montreal and start at the back of the starting line, he climbed all the way up to 5th place, with Sainz finishing second and Verstappen winning the race. Silverstone was yet another missed chance for Leclerc and Ferrari to take advantage of a track that was not good to Red Bull drivers. Verstappen drove the race trying to limit damage as he ran over debris and had floor damage, while Perez was at the back of the starting line climbing his way up. Ferrari messed up yet again with a safety car as they didn't pit Leclerc for fresher soft compound tires, but instead pitted Sainz, who was in second place, Perez and Hamilton, who were following. The 2 Ferrari drivers also pitted for fresh, soft compound tires, and Leclerc was left like a sitting duck ahead. Ferrari told Sainz to not attack Leclerc and defend against the attacks from Hamilton and Perez, which the Spanish driver quickly said no to, saying that he's much faster and that if he does do that, then Leclerc will be passed easily. So Leclerc got passed by all 3 drivers, finishing 4th and missing out on yet another chance thanks to his team's bad strategy. After the win in Austria, everybody thought that Leclerc had switched the good times back to him because of Ferrari's newly found straight-line speed, something that they've been struggling with a lot when fighting both Red Bull cars. But Leclerc cracked under the pressure in France, spinning and bouncing off the tire barriers, not finishing the race early. Binotto was in the spotlight yet again as they decided to pit Sainz when he completed an overtake on Perez on old medium compound tires. Sainz was also forced to serve a 5-second penalty, and many believe that he would have been able to pull ahead of Perez with the 11 laps left in the race on those medium compound tires. Thanks to this strategy, he fell to 5th place and got the fastest lap of the race, and the loudest voices that questioned Binotto's call were Rosberg and Damon Hill. You'd think that enough is enough, right? Well, stick around for more. The last race of the first half of the season didn't go according to plan for Ferrari. The team had good qualifying results, with Sainz finishing 2nd and Leclerc finishing 3rd as Russell got his first career pole position. Perez and Verstappen were at the back, finishing 11th and 10th respectively, with the Mexican not even being able to enter the final qualifying session, while Verstappen had a power issue and wasn't able to complete his flying lap. Ferrari's strategy was to start on the medium compound tire, with the two-stopper being the most logical strategy for the team. In the first pit stop, Ferrari put on mediums again, but the second pit stop saw them mounting the hard compound tire, a move that sealed their fate in the final outcome. Everybody was surprised at this move because the hard compound tires were mounted by Alpine much earlier, and we've seen how much they dropped in pace and performance on those hard compound tires. So all of the paddock put a red flag on these tires as they tried to extend the lifespan of the mediums as much as possible and then go to the soft compound tires, a strategy that was done by Mercedes. This all led to Leclerc being passed by all of his rivals, finishing 6th. And when the team saw that he doesn't have the pace on hard compound tires, being passed by Verstappen and Russell, they pitted Leclerc for soft compound tires. It was too late, as he was passed by Perez while in the pit stop. He didn't have enough pace to catch up to the Mexican, as Sainz was passed by Hamilton too, although they were on a very similar strategy. After the race, the situation is not so good for Ferrari. They're sitting 80 points behind Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship and 97 points behind Red Bull in the Team Championship. What's even more worrying for them is that Mercedes found some very good pace in the recent races, as the Ferrari team missed out being on the podium in 2 races in a row. Russell and Hamilton have shared the podium in the last 2 races, with them finishing 3rd and 2nd respectively, closing the gap for 2nd place in the Team Championship to just 30 points. In the Drivers' Championship, the Mercedes drivers aren't that far away either. Russell is just 20 points behind Leclerc and Hamilton's 12 points behind Russell. With how things are going, we won't be surprised if Binotto's seat is replaced by another team boss, as many Ferrari fans are calling for him to quit after what he's done with the team. Before the Hungarian Grand Prix, Binotto was hopeful that the team had a chance to finish 1st and 2nd in the race, and the chance was real if his team didn't mess it up for their drivers. Although he is the team boss, the strategies are under the control of another team member, and that is Iñaki Rueda, a sporting and strategy director for Ferrari. According to Ralf Schumacher, Binotto is in danger of losing his job during the summer break, as he said, "I already see him in danger during the summer break. There are too many little things that went wrong and too many technical problems. If you get a gift like this, being able to drive for the World Championship, and then you put it in danger and throw it away, that's already bitter. It was obviously a tough weekend, wrong decision on Friday, because you used up the tires that you would have needed for the race. That was bitter for Ferrari." Binotto spoke out about the recent struggles of Ferrari, defending himself and his strategies after the outcome of the French and Hungarian Grand Prix. "We recently had the right strategy in France and Austria too, so most of the time we're right. Sometimes we make mistakes, but others make them too. They just don't look too closely," said Binotto. But if you asked Leclerc, he wouldn't agree with Binotto, as he said that it feels like there's always something going wrong at Ferrari. With that being said, it's up to us to wait and see if Ferrari is looking in another direction for the second half of the season. What do you think is next for Ferrari? Do you think they should keep Binotto for the rest of the season and focus on the next one when it comes up to replacing him? Or do you think they still have a chance to save the season with a proper leadership replacement? Let us know in the comments below. Want to find out more about F1? Click the video you're seeing on your screen.